So, if you've been playing around with AI lately, you've probably noticed something. We're all kind of getting the hang of it, right? We're figuring out how to talk to these things, finding those magic words to get exactly what we want. But is just having a chat really the best way to give instructions, especially when the stakes are high? Okay, let's get into it. Right now, if you look at the current state of the art, it looks a lot like this. This is from Google's own guide for its Gemini model, and it's all about, well, having a friendly conversation. The whole idea is to keep things natural, make it easy for anyone to jump in. And honestly, this is how millions of us are learning how to prompt today. And because we're just using our everyday language, getting a great result often feels less like a science and more like an art form, you know? It's a skill you have to build up, almost like a craft, where you just get a feel for how to word things just right. So, how does this art actually work? Well, the best practices, like the ones in that Gemini guide, break it down into four main pieces. First up, you've got persona, basically telling the AI who to be. Then there's the task. What do you actually want it to do? You need to give it some context, the background info. And last but not least, the format. How should the answer look? Seems straightforward enough, right? Now, what's really fascinating here is how much it all leans into the idea of a dialogue. You see tips like make it a conversation, use natural language, iterate. The whole approach is designed to be this flexible back and forth thing. Hey, if it's not perfect on the first try, no big deal. You just adjust your phrasing and go again. Okay, but here's where we hit a snag, and this isn't just my opinion, it's right there in the official guide. Even though the AIs are getting smarter on, these conversational prompts can give you, well, unpredictable results. The thing about natural language is that it's just not always precise. It can be a little fuzzy. And that brings up a huge question. What happens when good enough just doesn't cut it? Think about it. If you're building something serious, a business workflow, a critical piece of software, anything where you absolutely need the AI to be reliable every single time, is a friendly conversation really the right tool for the job? So if a simple chat is too risky for those high-stakes jobs, then what's the alternative? Well, this is where things get really interesting. There's this completely different school of thought. What if, instead of trying to make AI understand our kind of messy human way of talking, we built a brand new, super structured language just for it? We'd be shifting from art to pure engineering. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This looks like absolute gibberish, right? A bunch of emojis. But this is called the Emoji Instruction Protocol, or EIP for short. And this isn't a conversation starter. It's a command line. It might look totally bizarre, but every single symbol you see has a very specific locked-in meaning. But believe it or not, there's a method to this madness. It's called the prism order, and it's super logical. You've still got the basics, a persona, a task, and some context, just like we saw before. But then it adds these really strict rules for the format. And get this, you can even include a mastery example to show the AI exactly what a perfect answer looks like. And this is really the secret sauce. Each emoji isn't just a picture, it's an operator. It's got a specific job. That little mask emoji, it always means persona. The target, that's always the task. There's no guesswork. This just completely strips out all the fuzziness of regular language and turns your prompt into something that's basically a line of code. And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's a huge shift in thinking. We're going from something that's flexible and chatty to something that is laser-focused and deterministic. And deterministic is just a fancy way of saying it's built to give you the exact same result every single time for the same input. You're not just crossing your fingers and hoping the AI gets what you mean anymore. You're giving it an instruction that a machine can actually check and verify. And look, this isn't just some cool idea somebody sketched on a napkin. EIP is being built out as a real, honest-to-goodness protocol. That means it's coming with a whole set of tools designed to make sure it works and works reliably every single time. The centerpiece of this whole system is something called the EIP validator. The easiest way to think about it, it's like a spell checker, but for your AI prompts. Before your instruction even gets sent to the AI, this validator scans it to make sure it follows all the syntax rules. It catches mistakes before they can mess things up. So for example, check this out. It's a bad prompt. Now, to you and me, this probably makes some sense. A target, a piece of paper, maybe it means write something. But in the world of the protocol, this is just flat out broken. It's missing a critical piece. And the validator will tell you exactly what's wrong. Boom. Error V001. It's screaming at you that it's missing the persona, the little mask emoji. The system doesn't just shrug and give you a weird answer, it tells you specifically what to fix. That is what engineering precision looks like.
The folks behind EIP have a great analogy for this. They say to think of it like running unit tests for your prompts. Now, if you're not a developer, unit tests are just these tiny automated checks that make sure every little piece of your software is working perfectly. EIP is basically trying to bring that same level of rigor to how we talk to AI. With a system like this, you can actually grade the AI's performance, and not just based on a gut feeling of, yeah, that looks good. You're grading it against hard data. Did it actually get the intent right? Did it follow all the formatting rules to the letter? And the big one, if you run the same prompt 5 times, do you get a consistent, reliable answer every time? So, where is all this heading? What does it all mean? Well, this could be a really fundamental shift in how we approach building with AI. We could be moving past just making fun chatbots and starting to build truly complex, industrial strength, reliable systems. The end game here is all about one thing: predictability. You want to take that squishy, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't nature of natural language and replace it with the rock solid precision of an engineered protocol. The idea is to build systems you can count on every single time. And again, this is really happening. It's a live project with a whole roadmap laid out. They're starting with the core stuff, the validator, the testing tools. Then they'll add more advanced things like better logging. And the final goal? To have a whole suite of tools for developers, things like plugins for their code editors that would make writing these emoji instructions totally seamless. When you zoom all the way out, what this is really about is building a standardized foundation for everything that comes next. Think about it like this. HTTP is the protocol that basically runs the entire web, but most of us never even think about it. A protocol like EIP could become that same kind of invisible, essential backbone for how we communicate with AI. And that leaves us with a pretty mind-bending thought to end on. For so long, the whole game has been about teaching AI to understand